Okay, let's talk about Tesla's biggest, most ambitious project. And no, I'm not talking about cars or rockets. We're diving deep into the Optimus robot. Is this the machine that will bring us a future of unimaginable abundance, or is it something else entirely?
You know, for most of us, a walking, talking, working humanoid robot, that feels like it's straight out of a movie. It's a cool idea for some far-off future, right? But what if that future isn't so far off? What if it's happening right now?
Well, believe it or not, it is a reality. This isn't just a slick animation or a concept. Right this very moment, real Optimus units are on the floor in Tesla's factories doing actual work. The robot future isn't on its way, it's already clocked in.
And the scale of this whole thing is just mind-blowing. Elon Musk has gone on record saying Optimus will be the biggest product ever. He thinks it will eventually be a much bigger deal than Tesla's entire car business. The bet isn't just on a factory tool. It's on a product that could one day be in every home.
So before we get into the wild futuristic vision, let's ground ourselves in reality. What is Optimus actually doing today?
Inside a busy factory, Optimus is starting with the basics. It's handling things like logistics, moving materials around, and taking over some of the really repetitive steps on the assembly line. Now, these might sound simple, but they're physically demanding, and they are absolutely crucial for keeping everything running. This is where the robot is learning in the real world.
And Tesla isn't planning on keeping this a small-scale test. The goal is to have thousands of these robots working inside their own factories. They're basically creating a huge internal fleet to test and refine the tech before it ever goes public. And that leads to a ridiculously aggressive timeline.
Just take a look at this. The speed is incredible. They're aiming to start mass production in late 2026. Public sales could start just a year after that. And the long-term goal? 1 million robots a year. This is not some 10-year research project. They are moving at lightning speed.
But this is about so much more than just making factories more efficient. So why a humanoid robot in the first place? What's the real problem they're trying to solve? Well, the answer gets to the very heart of this project's mission.
Elon Musk has this really simple way of putting it. Optimus is being built for the dull, dirty, and dangerous jobs. The whole idea is to automate the kind of work that nobody really wants to do. The stuff that's boring, hazardous, and just physically wears people down.
Think about it. We're talking about jobs with the highest rates of injury, like mining, heavy construction, or even going into disaster zones. These are the exact roles that Optimus is being designed for. So the goal isn't just about making more money. It's about using technology to literally save people from harm and improve our quality of life.
So, if you can automate all of that difficult, dangerous labor, what happens next? What does that do to our society? This is where the vision gets truly world-changing, leading to what Musk calls the age of abundance.
The basic idea here is pretty straightforward. If the cost of physical labor drops to almost zero, then the cost to produce, well, almost everything could plummet. Just try to imagine a world where things like goods, services, even housing aren't limited by how many human workers are available. And this is kind of the roadmap to get there. It starts with robots taking over all the physical stuff. Then, as the cost of everything drops, this idea of a universal high income, where everyone has enough to live comfortably, actually becomes possible. In a world like that, work might shift from something you have to do to survive to something you choose to do because you're passionate about it.
But hang on, because the vision doesn't stop with just fixing our economy here on Earth. The ultimate job for a tireless, robotic workforce might just be off-world.
And this is where it starts to sound like pure science fiction. Musk has described Optimus as the first step towards creating a von Neumann probe. Okay, what's that? It's a theoretical machine that can use local materials to build a perfect copy of itself. So you send one robot to Mars, it mines some iron, and boom, it builds another robot. Then there are 2, then 4, then 8. You can see how that could grow exponentially.
These robots could be the ones doing all the incredibly dangerous work needed to build colonies on other planets. They could construct habitats on the Moon and Mars, mine for resources, and get all the life support systems running long before the first human even arrives. Of course, all of this leads to the one giant question that I know is on your mind. It's on everyone's mind. In a world where robots do all the work, what's left for people to do? What happens to all of our jobs?
You can really look at this in 2 completely different ways. On one side, you've got the fear, widespread unemployment, economic chaos, maybe even a society that loses its sense of purpose. But on the other side is Musk's vision, a future where we're liberated from hard labor, free to be creative, all supported by an economy of abundance and a universal high income. Now, if we look at history, every huge wave of automation, from the printing press to the internet, caused disruption. No doubt about it. But in the long run, every single one also created brand new industries we couldn't have even imagined and ultimately improved life for everyone. The challenge this time is going to be managing that transition, with better education and support systems.
And hey, if you want to go even deeper on this stuff, a lot of the great reporting that helped us put this explainer together came from Shasta Unfiltered. They do a fantastic job covering how technology is shaping our future, so definitely check them out. So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that this is all happening much faster than you might think. With mass production planned for 2026, we are right on the edge of a brand new era. The age of the humanoid robot is literally about to begin.
Which leaves us with one last big question for you to chew on. If work really did become optional, if you had the freedom to do anything you wanted, what would you choose to do with your time? Thanks for joining me.